So you said you had pets in the past. I'm going to let you go in a second. Would you be okay with your pet going into a slaughterhouse?
I mean, no.
Okay. Then you shouldn't be okay with a cow or a pig or a chicken being in a slaughterhouse either. Hi. Do you have time for a conversation?
What's it about?
We're talking about, we're doing like a little social experiment on values, if our values align.
Sure.
It's on YouTube?
Yeah, I'll try it out.
Okay. So my name's Rebecca. What's your name?
Finn.
Finn, nice to meet you. So, okay. As far as values, like when you think about animals, what's your relationship with animals?
I mean, I used to have pets when I was younger. I don't anymore, but I love animals very much.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. When we think about when we love animals, do you think that our values align if we use animals for their bodies, like how, animals are often eaten or used for products? Do you think we can still love them and use them that way?
I think yes, but to a certain extent. So I think things like, experimenting on animals, that's where it becomes a different thing. But, I mean, we've always eaten animals, but, there's certain animals you eat and you can still love them before, they're slaughtered, they're eaten. My mom's boss owned a farm for probably 30 years, and he loved all of his cows very much, and he treated them very well.
So, that the animals that we use for food or the ones that are experimented on are sentient beings. Do you know about what sentience is?
No.
Okay. So it basically means that they have a consciousness about their experience. So they feel happiness like we do.
Right. Yeah.
Sadness, they feel pain. They have social circles, so they have friends, they have their family. They anticipate things, like even if it's just like, I want to walk over to that part of the field or sit in the sunshine,
No, I understand. Yeah.
So knowing that, do you think it's still fair to control them, their bodily autonomy and use them and then decide when they die, when it's appropriate for them to die?
It's a good question. I don't like the way that they're treated most of the time, but I think if they're treated well and they live a long enough life and they have enough space, then I think it's okay.
Yeah. So when we think about farming, how that all works, the farmers make profit off of their bodies, and then when they no longer can make profit off of them, they don't want to put money into them, keeping them alive, so it's time for them to die. And so the majority of the animals that are used are pretty much baby animals. They don't really get a life, So knowing that, do you still think it's right to use animals and, we use them and then kill them when they're babies?
No, I don't think that's right.
Yeah. And as far as treating them well, if someone kept you, like say somebody kept you in a basement or kind of like a comfortable space in their garage or something, and they fed you some food, they kept you, somewhat safe, but they used you, like, for some reason or another, And then one day they felt like they couldn't use you. You weren't any more use to them, and they decided, hey, guess what? It's time for you to die. How would you feel about that?
I mean, I would obviously not be happy.
Yeah. So, I mean, animals want their autonomy.
Right.
They don't want to die. If they had the choice of being killed and or being free, what do you think they would choose?
Well, they would choose to be free.
Yeah. So knowing all this, do you feel like you can still use animals and still respect and love them?
I think so, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to give you some resources. So on this side, I don't know if you've ever seen Dominion. It's a video documentary that shows what animals go through.
No, but I've heard of it. Yeah.
Okay, so that's on this, and then there's also some resources about veganism. So
Okay.
there's like free nutrition mentors, and it shows you the facts from studies that have shown that being vegan can add years to your life, and it's also better for the planet. It's better for the people and for the animals.
Yeah.
So I want to give you that, and
Okay.
I want to challenge you to think about how animals are just brought into existence to be used and killed,
I've thought
whether
about it.
that's right or not.
I've thought about it. I have vegan friends, so
Okay.
I've definitely thought about it.
Yeah. Do they ever try and talk to you about veganism?
Yes, but we understand that we're different, and there's no judgment or anything,
Yeah.
and I understand.
Yeah. So you said you had pets in the past. I'm going to let you go in a second. Would you be okay with your pet going into a slaughterhouse?
I mean, no.
Okay. Then you shouldn't be okay with a cow or a pig or a chicken being in a slaughterhouse either.
I think that's where we disagree. I think I can't agree with that.
Yeah. Have you ever seen videos of animals when they're not in captivity and they're in sanctuaries, like how they behave?
I have, and I mean, well, to be honest, I think in the end, those animals are still going to get hunted, and I think if you're treating the animals right, then it shouldn't matter. But if you're treating it wrong, then it's a problem. But the circle of life, animals get hunted, animals hunt other animals. It's
Yeah.
part of life.
Well, but hunters, as humans, we have a choice of whether we kill, or when we go to the supermarket, we buy one item or another. If there's an animal in the wild, they are living, they don't use currency. They don't go to the supermarket. So they live how they know how to live. But as humans, we have a higher intelligence. So it's almost like we have an obligation to use our intelligence and make the right choices to avoid harming others, even if those others aren't human,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know that there's much else that, I can say to you about veganism, but
Yeah.
I just hope that one day that you'll kind of see the connection and that your values actually don't align with what you're telling me. So,
That's fair.
all right. Well, it was nice meeting you.
It's nice
You have a
meeting
good
you.
day.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.